My name is Elijah Mwai, and I want to share something today with you in regards to our usual conversation, that is inheritance. And I want you to understand that there's something that is going on now. The greatest wealth transfer is currently happening just before your eyes. And I'm not talking this out of imagination. Just look at this. You know, in our Kenyan population, we have about 55 million people. And out of that 55 million, we have two main generations that holds almost 60% of the entire wealth. And Kenya has a lot of wealth, I can tell you. And I'm talking of the baby boomers, those people who were born between 1946 to 1961, and the Gen X who were born between 1962 to 1980. And these people are trying actually to transfer, or the next 10 to 15 years, all that wealth will be held by now the millennials and the Gen Zs. Yeah, those two people in the next 15 years. So there will be a lot of wealth. And the reason as to why it's very important, or before even I see the importance of this, look at this. The Gen X today, they stand at 4.5 million to about 5 million total population, while the baby boomers, they are between 1.2 million to about 1.5 million. So the total numbers of those two generations is approximately 8 to about 9 million. Now I want to show you how much they hold. Just out of 9 million, take just 1 million and assume each family holds approximately 10 million. So we are talking about 10 trillion being held by these 1 million people only, because I still believe there are a couple of there are quite a number of them who were not actually able to accumulate this wealth. And I don't know what could have been a challenge, but some of the things that they hold are major family businesses, ranches, estate, real estate. If you go to circles, if you go to banks, if you go to major investments, these two generations are the biggest shareholder. And why it's now important to understand is that while this wealth is transferable, sometimes it's not really automatic that it will move seamlessly to the next generation. And this is the reason. Number one is you will find very unprepared heirs, or people who are set to inherit are actually not ready to receive this. Secondly is something we call succession disputes. You will find that wealth may actually get diluted so much by the time it's hitting to them, it's landing on their hand, because of some members of the family feeling more entitled than the others, while others silently have some hidden resentment. And you will discover this the moment the person holding the family together, the moment he goes silent, that is when you get to understand that some of your family members actually hate you silently. And that is one of the biggest challenge that we find while trying to receive this inheritance. And then there's also a problem of structure. What kind of structure do we have while dealing with inheritance? Majority of time you will see that we only talk of will. Will is the biggest structure. How strong is it? To be fair, it's not really strong. And I want to because I give out this similar story in another episode. You would find that yes, your dad or your mother wrote a will and gave out to to maybe a lawyer, a family lawyer. Unfortunately, after she or he is gone, you will find one of your family members coming out with another will stating that this is what actually my mom or my father intended us to have. And so because of that conflict, you will be forced to go to court. Who are involved in the court, we understand. Who actually gets to benefit from your wealth, it's not really you. And that is why the conversation around trust fund is important now. Yeah, because if you are able to do that, you are able to avoid three major things. One is something we call publicity, because if you have actually written a will, in case of any dispute, it must be resolved in a court of law. That is one of problem of a will. However, I'm not saying it's bad. It's good, but it has some gaps. Secondly, the benefit of a trust, it's you are able now to transfer your wealth seamlessly, because your children are not direct beneficiary, they are actually secondary beneficiaries of your estate. So between you and them, there is trust. The trust now ensures that there will be no fights, simply because the trust is not taken to court. Yeah, any unresolved issues surrounding your inheritance, if at all it's under the trust, you will find the secondary beneficiary will go to the trust. If they have a problem with the trustee, it is only the time that they possibly would go to a court of law. And it's a very powerful entity, so to speak. And that is why it's very, very important to actually, as you build your wealth, think of how your wealth, if anything happened to you, would actually go to your intended beneficiary without a lot of trouble. And thirdly, whatever is under the trust, if you're moving your estate from you as a person to a trust, you are able to save on what we call the stamp duty, because there is no taxation on whatever is under the trust. Unlike what would happen if you were to transfer your assets from you to your children in form of, let's say, a gift, you would pay either 2 or 4% of the stamp duty, or of the value of your property or the assets to the government, so that you can be able, or you are allowed to gift your children those particular assets, but with exemption of if you are not there. If you're not there, there will be no stamp duty. However, if themselves wish to sell the property, now they'll have to pay the stamp duty. And that is the real power of trust. So if you have any question regarding the trust, I want you to put on the comment section, comment the word legacy or trust. I'll be able to reach out and we can have this conversation. So I want you to just hit that like button, subscribe to Jellic Shoot Kenya, that is the YouTube channel, and also get to share this, because you might help someone as a result of doing that, because they are able to get notified. So thank you guys. I want to stop at that. Let's meet in the next episode.